My name's John Beebe, and I work at Ryerson University, where we've just started a new initiative called the Democratic Engagement Exchange. And I come from the program perspective, not the evaluator perspective. Prior to working at Ryerson, I was at a small charity called Samara, where we partnered with community-based organizations to enhance democratic engagement. And so from our goal was to build a culture of engagement. And that worked on three different levels. That worked on the individual level, it worked on the agency level, and then it worked on the community level. And so from an evaluation point of view, or to understand, just understanding how effective we were being and how we can improve our program, it was very challenging to do that. But we were able to look at a couple of things that were interesting in terms of the program, because from a programmatic point of view, and especially around democratic engagement, one of the biggest challenges is reaching the folks who aren't currently engaged. And so one of the frameworks we have is that I'm particularly interested in, and it deals with this area of inclusivity, is for the people who aren't on the ladder of engagement. So once you're on the ladder of engagement, you can kind of measure people moving up the ladder of engagement. But if you're actually not on it at all, how do we get people on the ladder of engagement? That's an area that I was really interested. I'm still really interested in understanding that, and how we can develop programs and support communities to do that work. So that was one of the questions, and so we could at least try to understand, are we actually engaging people who are not on the ladder of engagement? We could answer that question. Okay. And that was interesting. Then the harder question is, how do we build a culture? And we can talk about this as we go forward, but how do we build a culture? How do we measure that? I'm still connected to North York Community House, where we did a lot of the work, and Agincourt Community Services, where we did another program. And it's really interesting to see now, 2 years after the program has ended, how those communities are engaging the world, and I'm happy to talk about that as we go forward. But the question of cultural change is one that I'm really interested in, because I think that affects a lot of areas, not just democratic engagement.
So the question of measuring, for instance, how engaging folks who are not engaged, or measuring how well you have connected to them, right, versus how folks are moving up that level of engagement, or ladder of engagement, and all that.
Right. Once they're on that ladder of engagement, then there's some really great, and we're probably many folks in the room have been involved with programs that develop, identify leaders and develop leadership within communities. Mm-hmm. Super important work. We're trying to act before that intervention, so that people who are not yet self-identified as leaders, or who may not see themselves as engaged, or for whatever reason, and understanding those barriers. These are the questions that I'm interested in, and hoping to get some answers here today.
You didn't come with answers to those questions?
I did not. I came with thoughts. I have some thoughts that I'm really hypotheses. I would pose them as hypotheses more than answers.